Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll start here with Jackson. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now back to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run on first down. Allen. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. They run on first down with Jackson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do? Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have back on their heels.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They run with Taylor. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Brandon, you know how we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. A big run there by Jones. 49 yards. Well, a nice little sprint there. I guess if you're the defense, the only thing you hold on to, you got him out of bounds, but it's first and goal.
And that's all you can hold on to because they didn't hold on to him very well on that run. He gives them first and goal, as you outlined, with a big-time play.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a 1st down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. This is Jones. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down in distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up the 1st down.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down Packers.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and just...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 60 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive 1st half to get that lead. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now a dump off here complete, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots in the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
Looking to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On now is the Packers punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. 2nd and 10. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now on 2nd and 16. Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception? Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Packers. It's the fullback. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll run it with Jackson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is fielded inside the 5. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Again, it's Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His third touchdown now on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. The extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively, put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
Hey, 626. 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Can 300. Can 300. Bravo.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys will have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
2nd and 9 now. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. On first down, it's Jackson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
At the 42-yard line.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 15
2nd
lining, 15 lining.
and 11. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now. He's been terrific so far.
The Packers take over.
That's it, baby. We gon' work.
At their own 20-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
56. You don't see me in your nightmares.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On play action, it's Rodgers. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
That's a gain of 7.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got Adams on the hook-off. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Jones. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now it's Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
Check 15. Check 64. Weak. Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. it's Brown. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll look to throw here. Forced out to his left. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, that's 2 sacks in this game, so add that to the 4 from last week. I think that's 6.
Good math. Excellent math. And look, he's going to get all the attention. He deserves it. He got home and got the quarterback on the ground. But that's a concentrated team effort because you have a lot of guys who occupy blockers to allow him access to rush the passer.
A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. He's got his man on the crossing route. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check 55, Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now Rodgers. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. You can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 23, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 70 yards on the pickup. Now Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. On 3rd down, this is Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory.